And I guess we'll need an opening statement. So whenever you're ready. Okay, Dylan, go.
Well, yeah, Dylan, stand up, make your speech. Somebody else.
Okay, Matt, go.
At the end of chapter 7, it's not, Animal Farm isn't the same as what Old Major's idea started out as. When do you think his idea started to get skewed? Like, what happened?
Well, once he died, it kind of.
Yeah, but I mean,
right away, just
almost from the very beginning. I mean, right after the revolution, they go off to, you know, do the harvest or whatever it is, and Napoleon says, "Oh, go ahead. I'll attend to the milk," and then he goes and drinks it behind the other animals.
We don't know that. It's alluded
puppies.
to.
Wait, but have they said that yet?
No, they didn't say that he drank it. It's just implied.
They do actually state
They
it.
do that later.
Yeah, later on,
Traitor.
when asked what happened to the milk, he said,
Okay, they do say. Let me
Okay.
find it. 1 second. They definitely say that it was put in. Okay, here it is.
Well, because they get the apples
The
and
mystery-
things because they need to be stronger.
Okay, so the mystery of where the milk went to was soon cleared up. It was mixed every day into the pig's mash. The early apples were now ripening, and the grass of the orchard was littered with windfalls. The animals had assumed as a matter of course that these would be shared out equally. One day, however, the order went forth that all the windfalls would be collected and brought to the harness room for the use of the pigs.
Right. So anyway, the point being,
So the pigs start separating themselves rather early.
Napoleon from the get-go was taking it for his own use rather than, you know, sharing it amongst the animals.
Well, I think if you look at what Old Major was saying compared to what the other animals think he's saying, it's a little bit different. Like, right when he's doing the speech, they're saying they don't quite understand. They're just kind of going along with it, the hype of everything, and it's not like they really get his point.
Yeah, I don't think they start to notice that things are going wrong until much later on in the book.
Right.
They still don't all think it's wrong.
Yeah,
I
like
think
just
the
now.
author's trying to portray the people of Russia. Like, is he trying to say they're stupid?
No, I think
Well,
they're
not
showing
fully
that they're
aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they really
They're-
want
well,
it
it's
to
not
be
like
right.
they're
That's so bad that they actually want to
They
believe it's
believe-
right.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, the poor workers in Russia, they are removed from it in a way that makes them not stupid but uninformed.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they turn on the radio, they go out and they see, you know, Stalin up there giving this lovely speech talking about how he's going to make Russia better, and, you know, what are they going to do? They don't have the knowledge to
And I think it's also
contest that.
Yeah, and I think there's a point that they say is that although there's all these different, you know, things that are, you know, it starts off sort of as a progression, like little things that, you know, okay, fine, we'll give the pigs the milk and the apples because it's still better than our life was before. And that's what they kept referring to. They keep comparing all these changes to, oh, well, okay, it's still a little bit better than it was before, it's still a little bit better than it was before, but at some point, they haven't drawn the line where, okay, this is, you know, this isn't following what we were meant to set out to do.
But when they do draw the lines, Wheeler keeps talking to them, oh, it's so much better because they personally don't remember what it was like before. So it's like the media is taking away all the rights these people have to the actual truth.
And they make up stuff like
statistics
Yeah, he
and
must have
Right.
forgotten that this happened.
Oh yeah, you didn't remember when Napoleon bit his leg, really, in the battle? Right
Yeah.
there? We all saw it.
Exact.
Well, also it's a thing of fear because it says like when they were assembling, or like at the little meeting or whatever, when Napoleon starts changing the rules, so a couple people try to speak up, but because he has the dogs, they're too afraid to speak
Yeah,
up
they
or
just
say
need
anything,
police.
and they just shut their mouths.
But then he kills them.
Yeah. Later on, the pigs that were testifying against that, I mean, why did they admit to it if they knew they were going to die anyway?
Well, because that wasn't that like his Stalin's like purges and like he would make people admit to crimes that they didn't do.
Yeah.
Just so he could kill them and make people feel like they're being killed for a reason, but really it's just so Stalin could have more power.
But you think people would notice that these people didn't do anything wrong?
But they're saying
Well,
they
they
did.
did.
They're like
but they're-
brainwashed.
They're committing.
They're brainwashed
But they
into
did.
thinking
I have
they
been
actually
different.
did something because
Yeah.
they're so
They have like make-believe guilt.
they believe, you know,
It's not really
You
there.
know, they go to schools and they learn that Stalin's right, and then they go and, you know, listen to the radio and they hear that these trials are going on and that they've confessed all of these, you know, outlandish things. You know, the average person isn't going to be in a position to where they have the facts to know that what's going on is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, they just know it's told to them.
Okay. Well, I have a question sort of a little bit different, but it's mostly focusing more on Napoleon. Why do you think the author is showing such like an evil evolution of Napoleon? Like, is he trying to show that maybe another human nature is evil?
Well, I think he has Stalin. I mean, it's an allegory to actual historical events. So,
So
he doesn't have to make up his characters.
Yeah,
he already
Yeah,
has
Well,
Stalin
and I think-
Well, I know,
Not
but
that-
so then does Stalin really have the right? Did he have the right idea, but it just gotten, you know,
Well,
something went down later on
I
the
think
road,
that's-
or?
But I think that's an interesting. Make me look good. But that's an interesting thing because Orwell himself was a socialist, so he did believe in the goals of.
Yeah, I know. I have that written down as my question. Like, why is he's writing this book?
What's his
But
point?
he's a socialist. Is
Yeah.
he supporting socialism? Like,
It says that
doesn't
he
exactly seem
criticizes
like
both
the best.
capitalism and social.
Right,
communism.
because,
Well,
Well, he's showing how it could go wrong if the wrong
Yeah.
thing
Right.
I would love to
Right.
hear what you have to say, Matt.
Well,
That's worse than what I did as well.
Orwell puts Snowball, who is an allegory to Trotsky, in a good light, and he says that he's doing things right, and he has all these great ideas to make a better animal farm, and then he gets thrown out, and he doesn't say anything. Napoleon didn't start out good. There was no like man is evil or anything like that. Napoleon is just Stalin. He's just a tyrant who wants power. He doesn't care about communism. So he just kind of throws out all the ideas that Orwell believes in. And so what Orwell is trying to say is that the Russians had the right idea, they just didn't have the right ruler.
And that Stalin wasn't
Right.
a good
And
communist
like,
ruler.
Stalin never started out good, like Matt said. He was just
It
back
just
to the
came out of
get-go.
nowhere.
And it
Took
shows
everything.
how worse he got. But Snowball was always like a picture of a good ruler and how if Snowball had his way, things would be done.
And that's one thing you have to kind of recognize, I think, whether or not you agree with the ideals of socialism. What was implemented in Soviet Russia is very, very much different from what Karl Marx proposed, and I think that's one of the things that he's illustrating with the allegory.
So then, are the animals attracted to this evil, and like, not necessarily attracted to the evil, but they seem to be attracted to Napoleon because he can take a strong leadership role. So isn't that counterintuitive?
I don't think that this book is anything to do with human nature as like it's a horrible thing. I think it's just showing that things can go wrong, and like it's not like they're setting out to do these evil things and they're evil people. It's that that's
No,
just
I'm
how
not
it's
sa-
turning
What?
out, and
I see what you're saying.
I'm not like saying they're evil, I'm just saying like, they were attracted to
They're
this.
not.
Well, they
Well,
wanted a strong leader.
Yeah,
Right,
they
they're
no one else is gonna step up, might
Yeah.
as well be him.
And
Because
he
they're
was the
just
smartest
animals.
So
one.
isn't that counterintuitive if you have a strong leader to socialism and communism?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but he-
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
he was telling them that the pigs are only a little bit better because they need somebody to keep them all together. They're still all equal, pigs are just a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's just
By
by
degrees.
degrees.
This is my favorite part of the book. Okay, I have just a quick question because I couldn't figure this out.
Shoot.
What does Molly symbolize?
Like a
big horse.
Oh, the horse.
Bows?
no, I think
That
she's
she's like-
I think she kind of reminds me like the aristocratic, like, you know, she was never one of the people who had to work
Yeah, she never
in.
got treated
Yeah, I thought,
horribly.
And
I thought she was like the emigre that would have left Russia after the revolution.
Yeah, 'cause she wasn't really for the revolution.
Yeah, because it wasn't her revolution. She wasn't one of the workers. She wasn't one of the people.
Her situation kind of went from
Great.
great to kind of now I have to do stuff.
Like
Yeah.
people look after me, people
Who
need
likes
people
that?
brush me, and now I have to do it myself.
Because it's like they were at two like polar opposites, these animals that were getting treated like dirt, and then like Molly who had everything, and then they're trying to like make a happy medium. and she didn't like coming down from all that
Yeah.
pampering.
And what about the cat? The cat's like randomly there and then it's not.
I know, I don't like
Does
this.
anybody else?
I thought it, yeah.
I couldn't pay
I
attention.
think that's just like someone, like a worker that is a slacker and.
Yeah, it's sort of-
I think that boxer's really interesting because it's like
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him
I know.
because he's like he does everything and
But don't you think that's kind of, a big point of the book is he's
Yeah.
symbolizing the, worker that
No,
Orwell
I-
wants you to be sorry for and,
Yeah.
pity and feel bad for how
Yeah.
he's trapped